up, man?
What's up, man?
My question is, we all know what happened last year and how the season that you guys had last year. With this group of guys, you're going into a year where you're probably not taking anybody by surprise. They know how good you are. How do you approach that dynamic as a coach with this team that is still new, right, and still kind of figuring things out? How do you approach this season where, at least telling them and putting the mindset in, it's not going to be last year? How do you get that message to them going into a year like this?
There's no pink elephants in the room. We just tell them like it is. We're a good team. We showed we're a good team last year. We're trying to be a great team. Last year we were blessed, lucky, fortunate, however you want to call it. Very few injuries. Teams probably took us a little lightly in the beginning of the year, and we were able to win some games. And we're not sneaking up on anybody now. Everybody is going to come to play against us, and at the end of the day, if we expect to be champions, that's how we want it. And so we address it. I addressed it opening night. I said, hey, there are a lot of quote-unquote expectations out there, but the expectations are reality. We're not here just to make the playoffs. We're not hoping to do this or hoping to do that. We want to compete for a championship like everybody else, and we want to see if our nucleus, or if we can start forming a nucleus of guys that can start getting it done consistently year in and year out. So I'm excited to see how they respond. But again, I said this before, the expectations, all that other stuff, that's our reality.
Yeah, Coach, how much do you plan to lean on your typical rotational guys, and how does it being first night of a back-to-back impact that?
We're going to play our regular rotation. I don't know if I'm going to play them at the end of the game, but I did a lot of hockey subbing or platooning, however you want to call it, so far through the preseason. And, the reality of it is, for us, maybe most other teams, I like to keep either Domas or Foxy on the floor at all times. And Keegan's getting to the point where it'd be great to keep two of the three on the floor at all times, however way the substitution pattern comes out. So we're going to try to get a little closer to what we look like during the regular season tonight for the first time.
Second part of that, how about tomorrow night with the back-to-back? Have you given any thought to what that would look like?
Yeah, same thing. We're definitely going to start the game. Won't be any more platooning until maybe the end of the game, possibly. But to start it out, we're going to mix and match and go with the different combinations that we'll probably be playing together during the regular season. We actually did it for the first time in practice yesterday. We mixed the teams before. We, for the most part, kept the teams kind of platooned. First five against quote-unquote the second five against quote-unquote the third five.
And then, given that you guys are so familiar with this team and you're going to see them twice early on in the regular season, does that affect what you do tonight at all? Do you hold anything back, not try to show something maybe?
No, because we don't. That's naturally going to happen because we don't have everything, and just like I'm sure they don't, and so I think it's naturally going to happen that you don't show everything, and by the time opening night comes, you're going to probably have a little bit more with your package offensively in place, and even some of your schemes defensively. So no, we're not trying to. I don't know if we want to do is too good to trick them. They've seen it all.
Hey, Coach. Kind of going back to Logan's question about expectations and trying to get the message through to your team that this is a different year. What differences have you seen in camp as opposed to last season compared to this season with kind of a new mindset?
I told our guys, contrary to what people think, I as the games have gone on, I've gotten happier with our play, just like as camp is going on. Even though we haven't won, because I'm looking for specific things. The most specific thing being our physicality. Can we play at a higher level of physicality right now as opposed to waiting until the playoffs like we did last year? And our intensity, our effort, our physicality, all that stuff is much further ahead now at this point than what it was last year, and we have to get used to playing that way. That's part of the reason why we're not shooting ball well, because we're playing at a pretty high effort level and physicality level. We still haven't figured out exactly what that means quite yet, but our guys are trying, and we haven't lost, even though we're not shooting the ball well. I think we're averaging like 30 assists or something like that in the preseason, which would have led to league last year in the regular season. So we're trying to move the ball. We're trying to play the right way while really doing what I'm emphasizing, which is, hey, let's play with some physicality, let's play with some intensity, so on and so forth right now, so it doesn't catch up with us later. And that may mean we miss shots until we get used to doing it.
Coach Brown, you just mentioned that you may not have the regulars playing, towards the end of the game, but the last game, Domas and Foxy, I think they played 25 minutes apiece. I think Keegan may have played about 20. Kevin came off the bench. He played 20. You plan on ramping up those minutes tonight, despite maybe a back-to-back, or are you just going to keep it light and see how it goes?
I'm going to try to increase their minutes tonight. It'd be great if they can get each guy can get another, based on how many minutes they'll play in the regular season, another 5 or so minutes on top of what they got in the last game. But hopefully at the end of the game, their minutes will be increased. We're going to try to do that.
Thank you. Thanks, Coach.